The Most High God condones the killing of Israelite boys if they do these things. I'm gonna get right into it. I want you to watch this video, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Kwadash. This is a video put up by Max for Jax. I'm sorry, News for Jax. News for Jax. This was put up October of 2021. Excuse me. The name of the video is Jacksonville rappers are making music videos about real murders. Police and mothers of victims. So you watch this video. If I remember, I'll leave it in the description box. If not, you know where to go to. So vocab says the law is done away with. All you got to do is love your neighbor and love the Most High, and that's it. That if you had a kingdom like that, let's say that happened in this society. You have all kind of murders, all kind of adultery. You know, you have to have laws. Esau knows that. In this system, in this society, there are laws. Anywhere you go, when you leave your state, your city, your town, your country, you gotta abide by the laws. What's the girl's name? Brenda Griner, whatever her name is, the WNBA player. She was out there playing in Russia, and she made the little mistake of having a little contraband in her luggage, and she's facing 9 years. Now she said, "Well, it was unintentional." Oh, look, if you're in another country, you gotta cross every I, or dot every I and cross every T. So she wasn't thinking. If she didn't know the laws, she should have known the laws. When you go, there was a movie out called The Midnight Express. Came out years ago. You should watch that movie. When you go to another country, the law system, every country, every jurisdiction have their own laws, ordinances, rules, statutes, whatever you want to call it. And that laws are set up to prevent chaos. When there's no laws, then you have chaos. So this video right here, I want you to watch. And when you watch this video, then you understand why Edomite police do what they do. A lot of times they're justified, a lot of times they're not justified. But they go with the mentality. When they go around Jake, they think in their mindset, they don't live among you. They're not the Edomite cops is not your next door neighbor. All right, he's not a cop, and then he's a coach. You know, he Pop Warner at the high school. So you know, oh, I know that's Dexter or that's Jimmy. I'm gonna tell his parents or whatever. These police, for the most part, come from outside of your jurisdiction. In the case of New York City, a lot of your police are from Long Island, Nassau County, Westchester County, some in New Jersey. You have people that reside in Jersey that are police officers in New York City. I know that for a fact. So when they see you on TV, they see the way you carry yourself, and they look at you, all of you as a bunch of wild animals. And they go into this thing, they go into a war zone. When they go on this shift, their tour, their shift, they're going into a war zone. So sometimes they're in control of the situation, but that anger takes them over. And the devil's in the details too. So anyway, watch this video. And tell me your son shouldn't get what the Lord says he get if your son is them. And I know for a fact, man, among Jake, I grew up, I was a little rebellious myself, but I wasn't too rebellious. But I did the little rebellious thing, but I wasn't out of control. Then again, I was a little out of control. Yeah, I was out of control, but the Most High had mercy on me. But these motherfuckers, man, I can't call them Israelites. I can't even call them niggas no more. And like you got beyond meat, these are beyond niggas. These are super niggas. And like Hillary Clinton said, she called them super predators. And they made a big thing about that. Well, guess what? That was one of the first times that Hillary Clinton, inside joke, Hillary Clinton was correct. She said, you got these super predators. And as Tariq Nasheed says, she was on code, meaning you use a certain word talking about the N word. I got a new one. I call them beyond niggas. You got beyond meat, right? Impossible meat, beyond niggas and impossible niggas. Superhuman niggas. Extraterrestrial niggas. Whatever you want to call them, but I like beyond niggas. That's my new terminology. Let's hope I remember it. Remind me to keep them that. Keep that term going. You got niggas, you got Negroes, you got Israelites, you got Negroes, you got colored folk, you got blacks, you got African Americans, you got niggas, and you got beyond niggas. So these are beyond niggas. So if this law was applied, that's why the Most High got to take this place out. He got to totally take this place out. He got to totally destroy this system. And he's going to bring in a new system. And that system is going to be in order, because what are you going to have? You're going to have the laws. The worship, the faith comes first and foremost, but you're going to have them laws, which is going to keep the whole planet in order. Because the small hats are not doing it. They're not fulfilling Isaiah 2 verse 2. They're not fulfilling Micah, 4 verse 2 on down. They're not fulfilling that because the whole world is out of order. So I'm going to read this and I'm going to close. Deuteronomy 21 verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, and you get them when they're about 10, 11 years old. You train them up, as the scriptures say. And when they hit, 10, they're about another year or two from manhood. Then you may have them stay in the house and work the farm that you have. I'm talking about the ancient world. You had Israelite families parents that were young that had children. And when they turned 12, 13 years old, they sent them to work for another Israelite. There's a law on that. Servants, meaning you become a servant to that man, or a slave if you want to go a little harsher, for 7 years. And after that 7 years, they give you a severance package. That's where Esau got that from. Meaning They take care of you while you're working for 7 years, and then they give you enough uh, money, substance, whatever you want to call it, cattle, whatever the case may be, so you're well off enough to start your own family and to have the resources to take care of yourself and the family. And also you take in other Israelite boys, boys to men, 12 years old, which are men. And by the time they hit about 19 years old, they're well established. 7 years go quick. Now, when Yaquab got with Laban, he wanted his younger daughter Rachel, and he said, "You work 7 years, and that's gonna be your." She had no say of the matter, by the way. He did the 7 years. She had a problem with it. I don't want to lay with you. He could take it. That's his. He worked for that possession. A woman is a possession. And what happened was, you know the rest of the story. So you raise a child up when he's like 10 years old, 11 years old. You know he's going to be a fine young man, and he would either work under his father, if his father's well off, or he will work under another Israelite. There's a whole law in that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's Leviticus 21. See, we're not Christians, all right? We don't go to church and do praise dancing, praise break, whatever you call it, quoting a lot of scriptures, not making sense of everything, not applying the scriptures to your life. Anyway, I'm not going to go to it. Let me just read this here and I'm going to close it. Deuteronomy 21, verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, and this is, like I said, around 10, 11 years old, that's normally when you put him to death, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, beat him, will not showing you that he wasn't a full-grown man. He was still 10, 11 years old. Will not hearken unto them. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city, the judges, the elders, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton. He eats all the food up in the cupboard, in the kitchen. He eats all the food up. He just gobbles all the food down. And a drunkard, drinking whatever he drinks. Back when I was a kid, we used to drink that Mad Dog 2020, and we thought we were cool. You know, you get the old wino, you gather up some money, have them buy it for you because we underage. We did all those wild things too, and we got with the little girls when we were 10, 11 years old. We knew about the birds and the bees when we were 10, 11 years old. All right. You guys that go, you guys out there, any of you go to school, go back and forth to school in the short little yellow bus, then this is going over your head. It says that, so that means he's a glutton, meaning he eats all day, he eats up all your food. He's playing in modern world. He's playing video games, and he's out there. He comes in, he stays out all night. He comes in when he wants to come in. He's all up in mom's face. Then he's all up in pop's face. You know, he want to do what he want to do at your expense. So that happened back then, and it's happening now. And drunken meaning high. They get high now. They get drunk off of liquor, but now they get high on various narcotics. It says, and remember, this is about when he's about 10, 11 years old. 12, he should have been dead by now. and all the men of his city shall stone everybody in the city. There was 1,000 men in the city. Guess what? He gonna get hit with 1,000. He gonna get hit with 1,000 stones 3-4 times. 21st verse, Deuteronomy 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Because as to do it, it was an event, and people look forward to that, man. Little Benji, man, his parents, ratted on his ass. Yeah, he went to the elders of the city, man. When they gonna stone him? When they gonna stone him? They gonna stone him. They're gonna we in the Sabbath, but as soon as the sun go down at the end of the Sabbath, we gonna set that little nigga up, and we gonna stone him. And they got in, and people, you had to bystanders. This was a pay-per-view event, man. I can imagine you had Jake selling stuff, selling hot corn and whatnot. Maybe grasshoppers and locusts or whatever, and beetles or pieces of chicken or whatever. That was an event. And you saw it like you first of all, you're dodging them rocks. You get hit in the leg, you get hit in the back of the head, you get grazed. But then there's gonna be that one shot that's gonna bust your head open, and you're gonna run, but you're gonna stagger, and then somebody gonna hit you on the leg or on the back, and you're gonna hit the ground. Then they're gonna bury you in rocks. They're gonna bury you in rocks, and then they're gonna take you out, and then they're gonna put you in a sepulcher, and that's that. And that's that. So watch this here video so you can get mad, and then you understand why the Edomite police do what they do. And like I said, a lot of times it's just unjustified, but these Edomites go in there like they fighting the enemy, man. This is now that whole police, and I remember as a kid, police wasn't like that. They talked to you, they knew everybody in the neighborhood. They knew your parents. If they got your information, they knew you live. They see you next time, they're gonna take you to your parents, and then your parents gonna kick your ass. That don't happen no more, man. That's called the militarization of the police forces in America, and that came out of L.A. I believe that was right after World War II. It started in the 50s, where you had your local cop on the beat, cop meaning constable on patrol. But they wanted to try a new thing in LA. They wanted to militarize everything. And so that's what police do, whether they want to do it or not. They're trained militarily to do what they do. So they think like they're fighting the enemy. They're fighting the enemy. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.